Hi, I'm Jack Smith. I'm a product manager at Smoothwall and I work on the Monitor product.
Hi there, I'm Emma Crowson. I'm a business development manager at Smoothwall. In today's Tech User Lab, we're going to introduce you to Smoothwall Cloud Scan, a new solution that helps to keep schools and college cloud storage free from harmful and inappropriate imagery. Many UK schools, colleges and MATs can't live without cloud storage to support student learning, but it can be a blind spot when it comes to safeguarding. Students and staff are accessing and saving countless files onto these drives every day. With the sheer volume of data, it's virtually impossible to know exactly what's stored on them. We've spoken to countless IT teams and the story is often the same. They just don't have time or resource to dig through endless folders and subfolders, checking for harmful or inappropriate content. In some cases, it can be a full-time job on its own. But the potential risks are very real. Inappropriate and harmful images can make their way into school and college drives, and if not caught early, they risk exposing staff and students to serious harm, especially if the content is viewed or shared by multiple people. Left unchecked, these images create dangerous gaps in your safeguarding and impact your ability to comply with keeping children safe in education guidelines on harmful digital content.
Smoothwall Cloud Scan addresses this problem by using AI technology to detect and flag potentially harmful imagery in your cloud storage, and it does this in 3 easy steps. Step 1, it runs a scan of the school or college's cloud storage. This is usually scheduled by the IT admin and it runs daily at a specific time. This scan will look for images that may be considered harmful or non-compliant. Step 2, Cloud Scan then looks at and categorises all images and alerts the designated members of staff within the school or college so that they can review them. And step 3, designated staff then have the option to quickly delete an image or to mark it as safe. We have designed this process to be as simple as possible and to help to remove the needless sifting through drives looking for potential needles in haystacks. Let's take a look at Cloud Scan in action. We have signed into the Monitor portal. We'll head over to Forest Lane Cloud School and to the Media tab. And here we can take a look at all of the potentially risky images that Cloud Scan has detected. Cloud Scan will assign one of 4 potential risk categories to an image: risque, pornography, gore, or weaponry. You'll also find images are in one of 3 statuses in Cloud Scan, and that reflects the state of the image at a moment in time. All images will arrive in the new state, and then once you begin to interact with them, they'll either become safe or deleted. Let's begin to interact with an image. Here, I can see a potentially risky image that has been detected. I can see it's owned by a user called Demo3. I can see that this user is part of the Forest Lane Cloud School organisation. Cloud Scan has initially assigned it the category of weaponry. In front of me, there is a thumbnail which is being streamed straight from cloud storage to give me a feel for how risky the image could be. I can see the number of users it's shared with, just 1 in this case, but that would help me to understand how widespread this image is. Is it something that's made its way across the entire school, or is it something that just a single user owns? I can see the time at which Cloud Scan has detected it, the scan time, and then, as mentioned, the status. Perhaps this image is owned by somebody who needs it as part of their coursework, in which case I could mark it as safe. This image will no longer be detected in future scans, and the student is free to use the image. Perhaps, though, it's something not quite as benign. We've got another weaponry example here, a picture of a knife, similar sort of information. If I feel the student shouldn't have this image, I'm able to use the delete button to get to Cloud Scan to reach into the cloud storage of the student and to remove that image from them. Images are placed into an administrator's trash bin, so they are retrievable by a trusted person if needed, but not by the user who currently owns them. So it's really quick and simple to make those images safe. We have 2 different views in Cloud Scan. A list view, which is useful for quickly making your way through a number of images and focusing more on the attributes of the image than the image itself. I can select grid view to maximize the thumbnail, get a bigger picture of the image, and take that into consideration more than, say, the number of users that it's shared with or the user who owns it. That information is still available. I can still click in to see it, but our users find grid view useful for quickly reviewing the content of images.
It's also worth pointing out that you can bulk delete or mark images as safe. So on the initial scan, if you have many images selected, you don't have to go through each one individually.
Exactly. So I've just selected 3 images. I'll hit delete. I'll get a modal warning me that I am about to delete 3 or potentially hundreds if you're moving quite quickly of images. I'll click delete, and just as before, those images are moved into the administrator's trash bin, irretrievable by the person who owns them, but if needed, retrievable by the administrator. We can do the same thing with safe. Select a few, mark them as safe, and these images will be omitted from future scans. I've got a search. If I want to view all images from a certain user, I'll enter their username, and my results will be filtered to show images from that user. By default, I am looking at images that have been detected this week, but I can stretch the visibility period back for up to 15 months, or in practical terms, as long as you've had Cloud Scan. And that means that you can work on a huge number of images at once, hundreds, and really quickly sanitize your cloud storage. I can choose a number of results that are shown to me on a page, 10, 20, 40, or 50 at a time. On top of all of those tools, it's incredibly quick to take a detailed look at the image that has been detected. I've just selected an image, and when I click that link, Cloud Scan will in real time grant me viewer permissions to view that image in cloud storage. You can see here a picture of a weapon. I can see it in its context. Having reviewed it, I may choose to delete it or to mark it as safe. Those viewer permissions are resilient as well. Although a student could identify that the image has been shared with a member of staff, all the member of staff needs to do is to revisit the link in Cloud Scan to be granted those permissions again. Incredibly easy. So, having looked through all of the features of Cloud Scan, now let's take a look at how to configure a Cloud Scan. Often Cloud Scan will be set up by a member of the Smoothwall delivery team, but you could set it up yourself using our knowledge base articles. Once a license has been applied to your account, you'll see a section appear in your admin panel called Cloud Scan Integration. Let's set one up. When I click Set Up Integration, I can see the 2 different types of storage that can be scanned by Cloud Scan, Microsoft OneDrive and Google Drive. Don't worry if you use both types of cloud storage. You just set up 2 integrations, one targeting Microsoft OneDrive, one targeting Google Drive. I've selected Microsoft, and the first thing Cloud Scan wants to know is a descriptive name for this Cloud Scan integration. For example, we will call it Smoothwall Microsoft Scan. The second point is your Microsoft Entra tenant ID. If you're an IT administrator, you probably know where to grab this. If not, just click that hyperlink and we'll take you to some documentation. 3 more sections. Next, Cloud Scan needs to know who you want to scan. You can scan all of your Smoothwall tenants or just a couple. And once you've selected which tenants you want to scan, just select the groups. Having selected those, we will decide which users should receive access to the results Cloud Scan detects. Pick from your list of existing safeguarding contacts or create some new ones if you need to. And finally, scan scope.
With Cloud Scan, on the initial setup, you can choose to scan everything historically stored in your drive. That may be a little time consuming. However, once that initial piece of work is done, you can then run the scans every 24 hours. So it minimises the weekly workload for the designated staff member.
Some customers choose to scan just new files. It may be you wish to approach your cloud storage's whole scan later on and simply want to create that level of protection immediately, scanning new files. If so, Cloud Scan helps you to do that.
One of the great benefits of Cloud Scan is that it's going to send an email through to the designated staff member to give an overview of what the Cloud Scan has picked up. It will say how many new images have been detected and which categories those images fall into. So far with Cloud Scan, we've found over 58,000 harmful or inappropriate images and over 4,000 student interventions. So what are the real-world benefits for schools, colleges and MATs? Well, first and foremost, it gives you visibility. You're no longer in the dark about what's sitting in your cloud drives. You get eyes on anything that could pose a risk or render you non-compliant without needing to search manually. Second, it saves a huge amount of time. Designated staff get a clear alert with full context. They can make a decision in minutes without pulling in IT or chasing for access. It also helps education settings stay compliant. Cloud Scan supports keeping children safe in education requirements around safeguarding against harmful content and helps meet the DfE's filtering and monitoring standards. And finally, it helps protect your whole school community. By catching harmful imagery early, you reduce the risk of students or staff being exposed to it and reinforce your school's commitment to digital safety. It's low effort, high impact, and it works quietly in the background to give everyone more peace of mind they're seeing everything they need to and addressing any concerns.
Well, thanks for joining us today. We hope you found this quick tour of Cloud Scan useful. If you'd like to know more, you can head over to smoothwall.com or just drop us a line at inquiries@smoothwall.com. We're happy to talk through how it works in more detail, help you get set up, or just have a conversation about how you're currently managing cloud storage in your school or college. Thanks again. We hope to speak with you soon.
Thank you.